Hello, everyone. My name is Saykani Brown. I just wanted to give you a quick introduction to the first two readings. I'd like you to take a look at the Benedict Anderson Imagine Communities and the Malcolm Gladwell Tipping Point readings. But I wanted to give you some specific instructions, especially for the Anderson reading. I'll type them up as well, but just a quick kind of disclaimer. The Anderson reading is difficult in terms of vocabulary, but I want this to be an exercise in critical reading for us. I think that this is probably the most difficult reading we do all semester, but in some ways it might be the most important. Once you get a handle on what an imagined community is, what a nation is, and how nations interact and all of that, we can use that to read the textbook more effectively, more quickly, to watch the visual materials and understand them critically. So I think it's very important for us to work through this difficult reading. Now, in order to do this, I'd like you to do a couple of specific things for me. The Anderson reading is very brief. It's only 7 pages long, but really I'd like you to skim quickly through the first 3 to 4 pages and spend the majority of your time on the last 2 to 3 pages, pages 5 through 7 approximately. That's where he really gets into describing what a nation is and talking about the power of nationalism. And those are going to be the questions that I want you to be able to handle regarding that reading. So the language is difficult. I don't want you to get frustrated, right? Don't get bogged down with it. Don't take hours and hours to read these 7 pages. I want you to get through it, get the main idea, be able to pull out some key quotes when he's talking about what a nation is and what nationalism is. And we'll use that to talk about relationships between nations. So keep that in mind. Don't get frustrated, read through it quickly, but do take it seriously, and we'll have some assignments around understanding it as a group. Gladwell, on the other hand, is actually kind of the opposite. It's a sort of complicated concept, but it's actually very easy vocabulary, easy to understand language. So that author, Malcolm Gladwell, kind of does the opposite. So it'll be very easy to understand, but I want you to think about, for that one, the title, right? What is a tipping point? And then the 3 or 4 key examples he uses to explain tipping points. We can discuss that further. So in some ways, these 2 readings are that we start off with are the foundation for the class, but they're complicated and important in their own way. But Anderson especially can be frustrating if you let it become frustrating. I want this to be an exercise in critical reading. So once we read this and work through it, everything else will come much easier. Okay, so please keep that in mind as you approach the first 2 readings. Thank you.